This is Spirit Podcast where we unravel hidden truth and untold stories. You know how we do it here. Here we say it as it is. My name is S2Ep5 and I'm your host today. I have an amazing guest in the building. He is the president of Taraba State Entertainment Industry. He's no other person else but Mr. Uloko Timothy Emmanuel, aka MC Network. Welcome to Spirit Podcast, sir.
Thank you, S2Ep5. You're doing well, sir. I love the
so
show.
much.
I love the show.
Thank you so much. And so, before I proceed, can you tell us who MC Network is in just few words?
Okay, MC Network is a family man. I call myself the four-star general
Okay.
because I have 4 children and it's not easy.
not
One
easy.
star for one child. And just like you mentioned earlier, I am the president of Taraba State Entertainment Industry,
Okay.
a civil servant, an accountant by profession.
Wow.
And generally a very nice and humble young man. I'm very humble.
Thank you. I think it's like you wear so many feathers on your caps, and that's good. So, how has your leadership role as the president of the Taraba State Entertainment Industry and family man shaped your thoughts towards society, life, and leadership?
Okay, in general, I've been able to learn to be a servant leader.
Okay.
From the home, I try to ensure that my kids are well taken care of, my wife is well taken care of, and the entertainers under my care. I try to ensure I find a space for each and every one of them, make sure we create platforms for them to showcase their talents.
Okay.
And that is why, since I came on board in October 2025, I've been able to have one event, collabo another event, and ensure that our entertainers, they have that platform to actually express themselves. Some we do for free, some we give them tokens to appreciate them. So generally speaking, I've been able to do my best by the grace of God.
Okay. And so, I think let's go straight to the crux of the matter. Recently, I think early this year, there was an issue online.
Okay.
Yes, and so a lady emerged as Miss Donga,
Okay.
and then a entertainment stakeholder was calling her out, was asking the organizers to step down her crown, giving them 24 hours ultimatum, and people were actually calling her names because of her body size. So what is your stake on that, being the president of the Taraba State Entertainment Industry, particularly about body size and an issue of body shaming?
Okay, generally, before the issue even got to me, the stakeholder took down the post. I believe he realized that what he said may not have been the correct thing, and then he took down the post. So I will not be basing my discussion on it based on his post.
Okay.
I will just speak generally on her body size and all those things. I always tell people, when it comes to entertainment, it doesn't have to do with size, religion, shape, or color. You understand? And that is why in the Taraba State Entertainment Industry, it's open to even people who are not Tarabans but residents in Taraba State. If you are a Taraban anywhere in the world, you can register to be a member of the Taraba State Entertainment Industry. But if you are not a Taraban, but you are resident in Taraba, you can be our member for as long as you have a known talent and or you are passionate about entertainment. There are people who don't actually have a talent, but they have this inspiration, this charge to want to be with entertainers. We call them stakeholders and brands.
Okay.
There are people who sponsor.
Yes.
Some, they contribute to entertainment by sponsorship.
Yes.
So they can also be part of us. Now, coming to that Ms. Donga,
Yes.
I've always told people, beauty pageants, there is no one single rule that says a beauty queen must be skinny. Most times people have this notion that for you to be a beauty queen, you must, one, be slim, You must be
Tall,
tall.
yes.
You must be very beautiful. Like the immediate past Miss Taraba, she has those qualities, but if you look at her, she's always carrying her hair bald. I would sometimes look at her and say, Comfort, are you sure you are a lady? Because she keeps kodo. Let me use the local parlance. She keeps kodo, not even fixing attach and all these things.
Yes.
So if you look at such ladies, they are beautiful without makeup. So for that lady, her size does not matter.
Okay.
She contested and she won fairly.
Yes.
You can't say because she's bold.
Yeah.
You know, we have them different size, big, bold, and beautiful. BBB.
Yes.
So I see no reason why people should have actually made it an issue. She has won. We congratulate her.
Yes.
And the beautiful thing about controversy is it has actually made her popular.
Yes.
And I love that.
But you know, another thing is for the fact that though there's no specified rule, like you said, that said beauty queens must be slim and tall. However, when you look at it globally, 80 to 95% of beauty queens are actually slim and tall.
Yes, you see, this is one thing about information. That everybody is doing something does not actually make it correct. I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to say. You see, if all of us are working these parts, anybody that comes after us will want to walk that path because he or she would think that is the right path.
Yes.
Not knowing that, okay, all these people have gone this way. What if I go this way?
Yes.
So that is why when organizers come, they tend to want to start saying, okay, and this one is bold. Let us not use this one. Let us use. So right from the auditioning processes, that is where a lot of them miss it.
Exactly.
Sometimes when they audition these young ladies, they tend to remove some of these ladies with one excuse or the other. You are chubby, you are this, you are that. But some other people also keyed into it and started creating platforms that their own show will carry big, bold, and beautiful. There are shows where you go, there are Miss Beauty and whatever is for bold ladies, people who are chubby and all what's not. But generally, when it comes to beauty, we've seen chubby ladies that are very beautiful, even more beautiful than those who are skinny or thin or those who are not fat.
Yes.
So I don't think that should be an issue. So I encourage, especially from the Taraba State entertainment industry's perspective, all our pageant brands that organize Pageantry, that they should not discriminate against any lady.
Okay.
Any lady that is courageous enough to want to participate should be allowed the freedom to do so.
Thank you so much. You know, the thing is, like I said earlier on, when the controversy was going on, I wrote some article. I said it is left for the organizers to bring out their criteria, and so long as the criteria didn't
specify
that, yes, and then they didn't screen her out based on her body size, and they allow her to come off stage. Anybody that emerges as the winner is the winner. So, because of some of these things, don't you think that the entertainment industry is bringing unrealistic expectation on women? That's why I see some people starving themselves because they want to become slim. Others now start going to gym, even when originally that was not how it's supposed to be, but because they want to meet up societal standard that has been given.
No, you see, generally speaking, the society also contributes to some of these things. When two ladies are walking, and one is chubby, one is skinny, even the people around will make the one who is chubby to start feeling like an outcast. As if having that body fat is a taboo.
Hmm.
I used to be very skinny, very lanky. But when I got married, I started developing pot bellies and getting more
Enjoyment.
giant. And then a lot of people now got to see me with that huge size. When I had the issue of my illness, diabetes, and all that, and they said my weight was too much, I need to reduce the weight for hypertension and all these things to reduce it. So my body mass index was overweight,
Wow.
obese.
Mm.
And I look at it, but I don't have
But
too much.
yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
So, but to stick to medical reasons, I
Yes.
started now watching my weight. And then some people again, when they see me, network, you don't slim down. No, I hope all is well. I said, oh, they said that one I too fat. This one make I reduce them now. I be no be so.
Honestly,
So I try to now start reducing how I eat, because majorly
is
meat and bread is
yes.
what really makes me. I love bread and meat. So every time I'm always eating meat, and it increases, especially red meat. It
Okay.
increases your
No.
weight. And so now that I've started reducing it, I am reducing in size. And the same people will be
Yeah,
saying, why are you reducing? When you are fat, they will say, why are you fat?
That's the cycle.
You understand? So
Yeah.
sometimes if you don't shut your ears to people, you might cause yourself ulcer, where you are trying
Honestly.
to just, because you want to fit into what people will
As
say.
in, yeah.
You understand? So most times I encourage our ladies out there, if you are chubby, please be chubby. If you are slim and you want to maintain such structure, please maintain it. But there is nobody that says you must be slim before you can be a beauty queen.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification on that. Now let's move to the next question. You know, recently also in the Taraba social media space, I think on 1st January there was a report whereby a young lady, I think 15 years old, went for a crossover night allegedly, and then she didn't return home when her siblings and mother returned home, and it was said that she went somewhere probably to be with a man, and her dad punished her and inflicted some injuries on her actually, and now the father was now later taken to the police station. People were saying things about him. Now, being the father of 3 or 4, being a 4-star general, what is your take about about discipline, particularly with teenagers and this Gen Z generation?
So now you see, every father, every family, they have the way they treat their own cases. But the holy books have been able to tell us that if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. I saw the picture and I was, yes, with her swollen eyes or something, and I was very happy.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
Yes,
Really?
I was very happy. You see, personally, I may not have beaten my child to that extent, because sometimes you start from discipline, how you train them. They will know that, no, I can't go out by this time, my dad will. But since we are speaking on a case that has already happened,
Yes.
I will just speak towards that line. Now, what most people out there don't know is this: there is a way you discipline your child, and your child will show you that he or she has grown.
Yes.
In this case, she, because it's a female. I was not there, but I can tell you that for the father to have handled her that way is as a result of her trying to prove that she's grown.
Yes, obviously.
There is nothing as painful as a father or a parent trying to discipline a child, and the child is now telling you, I am old enough.
Yeah.
It's possible the father must have taken a whip, belts, koboko, or any other thing,
Yes.
and want to flog her. It's very possible.
Yes.
And she grabs the cane. And you know, there is nothing as annoying as you want to flog a child and the child grabs the cane.
Honestly.
You understand? Reflex action could come in.
Yes.
You would want to say, oh, you've gotten to that stage.
Now use hand.
Use hand.
Honestly.
I don't know whether
I
you
get
understand.
it, I
So
get
in
it.
that case, you can't blame the father.
Yes.
And that is why, like me, most times I will first of all start from kneel down, raise your hand, all these light punishments before. Because if I want to discipline you immediately without
The anger.
taking any deep breaths. I may injure you, because slap is one thing I love how to do best. So but I look at it and I say, I'm not violent outside. Why should I be violent on my kids?
Yes.
You understand? So that is why most times I shout on them more than I beat them. Will you this? Will you that? I will slap you. But at the end of the day, I don't slap them, except once in a while. Of all my kids, I think it's my son that I beat the most.
No, man, boys.
Because he will be here. You will say, you want to somersault every day. You want just to. In fact, there was a day he swallowed nail. Now, my God. I was like, which kind of problem is this? We went to FMC, they had to scan, and I saw the nail in his stomach.
Okay.
I had to call some people. Dr. came on, he also assisted, and before you know, the nail went out. But just imagine.
Wow.
A child you are trying to groom very well will just stay and take nail, put in the mouth. And so what is he trying to achieve?
Honestly.
And that is why you will see parents will say, I will kill you today. And then at the end of the day, though they will not kill the child, but it is the pain.
Yes.
You do your best, you find you try to make their life comfortable.
But you know,
my son is 4,
wow,
and he has a phone. The one that is 16 now, she has a phone. The one that is 8 has a phone. Just so that all of them will be comfortable.
Okay.
I have a router in the house, Airtel Unlimited. Every day they come back from school, they take their siesta, they press their phones. When it is 9:10, I say go and sleep. And they are all happy. Because I try to as much as tell them, if you come first, just ask whatever you want. If it is within my means, I will buy it for you. And that is how I've been training them, and they've been doing well. So for that father, those people who criticize the man, I can bet you they didn't do well. Because they say it is the person who wears the shoe.
That
tomorrow, if she becomes a known gangster, I don't want to use the word prostitute, but if she becomes a known gangster, people will not even say she's bad. They will start saying her parents, they didn't train you well, they didn't. But now that he wants to train just imagine, you went for a crossover prayers
with your family
and then diverted. Are you trying to tell me you are Jesus, that when they went to the program, they didn't see him again?
He was in the temple.
And he was in the temple.
Teaching people.
You get and so is she Jesus?
No, and the issue is that I was reading through the comments, and one of her sisters said that it's not the first time. That her dad usually advised her, like, this is the first time he's actually using such measures on her.
Now, you see, that is why I said we will do our best. We will shout. We will scold. We will cajole. Like me, I like cajoling my children. I will say, okay, if you don't do this again, I will do that. Yes, I will do.
Yes.
Just, I try to always give them an incentive to want to do better. So in such cases, you've tried the carrot.
Didn't work.
If carrot doesn't work, you use the stick. And that is why you can't blame the man.
Yes. But you see, aside from that, I also think that there should be a thin line between discipline and abuse, you know? There should be a line between discipline and abuse.
And that is why I said, when you have tried the carrots and it doesn't work, you must definitely go to the stick. He has complained, according to the sister now.
Yes.
He has spoken.
And their neighbors also.
You understand? He has done his best. And sometimes, you see, we are humans. If hand no touch you, like in local parlance, no, you will not learn.
Yes.
You understand? Now that hand touched her, was she not the first to rush to social media to complain? People even help say, let us snap you and go and pose, let your father. And then to me, the police did not do well. This is where the police would have come in, called both of them, and encouraged the daughter. See, crime, if you do this, you will be going to prison, if you do that, you will be. And now, in all of these things, nobody is even thinking about the person who is abusing a minor.
Honestly.
In
Yes.
all of this discussion, nobody is even
And
saying,
he must likely
who
be an adult.
is that culprit?
Yes.
I don't know whether you get my point, because for her to be 14, 15 or 16, she's still a minor.
Yes. Yes.
And how can you be having relationships with minors?
Honestly.
You understand? So that is the root cause. And you know they are children. You just tell them any sweet thing.
Yes, and they fall for it.
Don't worry. If motor come, I go block him. Yes, you are.
Yes. Yes,
Will,
yes.
as a father now, will I tell my daughter I will die for her? Because you will not think towards that side.
Yes.
But men with flows who want to get under can say a million and one thing.
Yes.
Like my daughter now, you can't tell her you want to buy a phone for her to want to, because she will say, but I have this phone.
Yes.
But you know, men, they will now graduate to saying, okay, since you are using Android, I'm going to buy an iPhone for you. And now it starts reading in their head. Instead of her now to now come and say, Daddy, and this is Android, what I want to do, an iPhone will be better. You as a dad, if you have the means, you can also say, okay, share his iPhone you want. You change it for her. I always tell my children, always ask me first before you ask outsiders. If I can't offer it to you, I will understand. But you did not ask me. You go outside and you call one uncle, one daddy, and you say, I want. No, that is being unfair to me. Ask me first. And that is why all this work I do is just to ensure that I put food on your table. Why growing up, some of us were not this lucky.
Honestly.
So, but you people are lucky. Anything you want to eat that today is maca sugar, no name like that, I'll look for maca sugar and give to you. But we didn't have the opportunity. We know how we, instead of 3 square meals, we were battling between 1 to 1.5 and to 2. But these children nowadays, they are not even grateful that their parents are sweating it out to ensure they have 3 square meals and even more.
So, as the president of Taraba State Entertainment Industry, how will you assess the current growth in the industry?
Now, just like I said, we've had plans to promote our entertainers. From the events we had to collaborate with the Crocs and Terry for Taraba and our London, where over 20 or more artists showcased their talent. We're speaking with some radio stations to have slots for them so that the local music, that's our local arts, their music will be played on air. And even while we were getting set for this program, I was discussing with you if we can have a time for entertainers to come, present live and other things on the Rhapsody brand. So you see, ours is to ensure we promote their talents and see how money can come out from it. A lot of times when I go out and I see any opportunity, I try to push it to our entertainers. If I hear somebody wants to do comedy, an event that has to do with comedy, I call most of our comedians. If it is to anchor a job, if I call other people to take that one. If it is for publicity, I try to call those who are our media hype men to also do that. We ensure that we carry everybody along. And I'm using this medium to tell everybody who has not registered to quickly do that, as the registration is just 3,000 naira. Just let us know your known talents, register, and then everything we have, it's also part of it. And like I tell my members, I say, it's not all about your talent. We should be able to add skills to it. So what other skill do you have? And that is why in the entertainment industry, we ensure even if you're a musician, you should be able to be a painter, a tailor, a barber, a cake designer, decorator, so that if your talent doesn't pay, let skill pay. Then when talent pays, you have from both sides. And that is why for those who can have even regular government jobs like us, can also do that. Because I have a skill, I have a talent, and I also have a normal government job. Like I tell people, I try as much as possible not to be broke. I have sources from here, from
Okay.
there, and the other place. So we are doing our best to ensure that they are being nurtured very well.
Okay. What are the major setbacks or major challenges that are facing the entertainment industry since you became president?
Major setback, like I always tell them, and I don't mince words when I say it. Taraba, nature's gift to the nation, is a land blessed with milk and honey. But unfortunately, we don't have industries in Taraba State. And that is one of the things that is killing entertainment. Sponsorship. Because if there are no industries, how do you get sponsors? The few companies that are around, few, Natu Beverages Limited, that's Natu Food and Beverages Limited. They are one of the best sponsors in Taraba State. Anytime you go out, you meet Natu, they are always ever ready to support. But the problem with having few, MC
They get
Network wants
overwhelmed.
to do an event, Natu. Rhapsody wants to do an event, Natu. MC Kendo wants to do laughter night, Natu. This other person, Natu. They will be overwhelmed.
Yes.
You understand? There will be a time because I know Natu has been supplying water, packs of water to most of the events we used to have in this town.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they also still give us cash. They will be overwhelmed.
Of course.
The Crocs Luxury is another person that anytime entertainers go to meet him, they are always there to assist. And then Roadhouse, we are trying to see how we can pay them a courtesy visit to also see how they can be supportive to our entertainers. The manager, the Big Mosh, Bangsun, is doing well. There was this event they had the other time, and I had to call him on phone. And I said, Baba, you people are doing an event, and our local artists are not part of this event. And
it takes me to my next question, actually.
Okay, and he was like, you see, this is not a concert, it's just a club event. I said, yes. But even if it is a club, this is how we promote Taraba. Put our Taraba artists on the poster. Give one or two of them slots to perform. It's another way of promoting them. In the first instance, it could be free. Our boys can even agree to do free performance for you people. But that will also entails that they have that one-on-one meetings with the other known artists. Artists that came from outside, if they say performing arts should sit here, our home-based artists will also sit with them. And that is where probably somebody can say, yes, I was your own craft. And before you know, they have a collabo.
Yes.
Mr. Random Bokan Taraba had the opportunity of having a collabo with Magneto.
Yes.
How did it happen? Magneto came to the Crocs to perform, and then he saw Bokan Taraba's performance. He loved the song, and they collaborated on it. So if we bring these people from outside and we still collaborate with our local arts, it will increase our own reach. I always tell people our local arts is just opportunity. Some of them, to me, even sing more than those ones that. But because of popularity, and everybody will also want to tilt towards who is popular. But if not, if you can get us our El Nelly to feature with probably Whiskey, it's a plus to us. So if we have big men who can call us, support us, we'll be very grateful. Because support is key. Without sponsorship, we can only do but little.
Okay. I think you've already answered the question I intended to ask, because we've noticed time over time that big artists, celebrities do come to Taraba State to perform, and then you hardly see our home-based artists there.
And when you say from time to time to perform, I beg to disagree, because all these big artists, if they come probably once in a year, and when you have once in a year kind of activity like that, it doesn't even give room for much promotions. And that is why we are calling on well-meaning Tarabans, assist us, even if it is collaborations. even if the artist doesn't come here and we collaborate, we'll be very grateful.
Oh, okay. So, lastly, before you go, we noticed that women, ladies particularly, you hardly see ladies in the in the entertainment industry being active in the entertainment industry. Why is it so? What is limiting them?
I can tell you they are very active. We have lots of ladies that are very active. You needed to have been at the Hausa Fulani Cultural Attire Day and see how QZ and Odd Melody and Anita, other ladies were running helter skelter. Even the current Miss Taraba Dami, they were all over the place. Royal Majesty Queen Rejoice, making sure everything is in order, from the pictures to the event itself. But I understand,
On stage.
especially that's where
On
I'm
stage,
going to. Yes,
yes.
I understand because sometimes our events spiral towards the wee hours of the night. And you know, responsible ladies would want to shy away from staying up to 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And that is where we are trying to see that, okay, going forward, if we're having events, we may have to book for hotel rooms, whereby even if it is late, our ladies can have where they can stay comfortably without the fear of going home late at night. And you know, Jalingo is not a night town, whereby if you move in the night, if you are not lucky, one or two things may happen. And you know, for ladies, it's more traumatic than men. Men, they will just collect your phone, but the ladies, extra things could. So some of them would just want to shy away. But for performance, Ichi is doing well. Ichi, that lady is making waves now. And Flash Easy, she has gone for youth service. Faith J went to work in Abuja, and she has been blasting it over there. Okay. So our ladies are doing well. A lot of them, actually, the ones that were like the foremost ladies, they've all left Jalingo. All want greener pastures.
Of course.
Queen Eunice, Queen Grace, all those are queens here and there. They're all doing well in the Federal Capital Territory and other places. But back home now, we're trying to see how we can allow the upcoming ones to fly.
That's true.
That is why any event we have, if we have female performers, we ensure that they take center stage.
Okay, thank you very much. So lastly, what do you have to say to our audience, our followers, about the entertainment industry and all our discussions so far?
Beloved Spirit fans, the fans of Rhapsody Air Force, just know that entertainment in Taraba has come to stay, and we're going to be hitting it back to back. Just expect a lot of things from the stables of the entertainment industry. The next thing that we'll be delivering to you is the Taraba Entertainment Awards. Yes, we will be awarding, we will be awarding those who have done well for the year 2025. And I can tell you, any moment from now, more details about that event will be made known. And you may be the next awardee, because we want to award people in different spheres of life and entertainment. In life, we can award even people who have been generous, philanthropists, people who have done marvelously well, like people who, even KK riders, if we can have their contact. There are those who will see people's lost items in the vehicles, tricycle, they will try and locate them. Some people up to millions, and people are returning it. So we need to encourage good deeds, encourage entertainers, and encourage everybody. So just watch out.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming to Spirit Podcast. And so, dear viewers, you've been listening to the conversation between myself and the president of the Taraba State Entertainment Industry,